Here come the pain.
Number one, don't go against the grain.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Sunday, Hip Hop Gamer Show. Ain't nothing else to do.
Game up. It's the Hip Hop Gamer Show.
Yeah. It's another Hip Hop Gamer Show. It's Sunday. You already know how I do. Let's get it popping, man. Now, the first thing I want to say is shout out to my people's Rocket Science. You know, that representing the shirt right now. Shout out to them. Shout out to my man the Shredder, 2K Games, Higher Arc, my man Higher Arc, and the overall Blip TV, the Blip TV network. Shout out to you guys. One love and God bless. And you know, we got mad things going on, so stay tuned. Now, we're going to jump right into it, right? We're going to talk about the game news, all right? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is something very, very crazy that I heard, and it seems like it's going to go full force next year as well. Microsoft is, like, they on the roll right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the avatars that you see on your Xbox dashboard is really just the scratching of the surface, you know what I'm saying? In the future, what's supposed to be going on right now is Microsoft is supposed to actually have their PlayStation Home killer. And what I mean by killer, they're actually looking to do airports, shops, stores, the whole nines. They're actually looking to create their own world for their avatars. And what's so cool about it, it's supposed to be like a little kiddie-ish type of world, but you know, a cool world where you can walk around, drive around, go different places, and you can like probably, I guess, spend your Xbox points in some of these stores and get clothes and get games and get things like that. So it's crazy right now. It's crazy. So I did some digging and I got, you know, numerous sources on this whole situation. But shout out to my homeboy, you know who you are. But on top of that, I did some other digging to try to find out some stuff. And yo, I'm telling you, the way it sounds and knowing how Xbox Live works as a service overall, the whole avatars and avatars being in video games, you see how it's spreading already? This is supposed to be the next step, and there's supposed to be a ton of updates to the back end of Xbox Live coming next year as well. So just by the avatars having their own space, and what I mean by own space, you're going to be able to create your own living space, like your own home, create your own home, and you could go to other people's homes in their own spaces and visit them like a truly like a real world, you know what I'm saying? So that right there should be great, considering that all of the Xbox Live features should be integrated with this next move. So Avatar World, let's call it that right now, in work in progress, however they decide to go about it, but it seems that's going to be the next move. So stay tuned for next year, and so it's going to be a big one. Alright, so that's the first thing I want to talk about. The next thing I want to speak on was this. EA, they showed a trailer about MMA. Now, even though it looks good, you know what I'm saying, but it is a work in progress, do you guys think it's too late? Like, leave your comments, let me know what you think. Do you guys think it's too late? The reason why is because UFC Undisputed 2009, for that to be the first one out the gate on the next generation platform, looks amazing. It plays great. It's real technical. You gotta have skills to play that game. You see what I'm saying? And the next one that's coming out, I know it hasn't been announced yet, but they are making another one. You know what I'm saying? I know that, I got that confirmation. So they are making another one. But the crazy thing about it is that the fact that they're making another one, EA is on their first one. So when the MMA come out for the first time, UFC, they're going to be on their second one, and the release date may not be too far apart. And the UFC, you know, the fact that they already got that 1 year in, they're going to expand so much more that they're going to be ahead of the game. So EA, even though they're great and they, you know, all about making sure they got Fight Night, MMA, Madden, all the sports on lock, this is something right here that we have to see how the gameplay is. That may be the thing that set the difference. But is it too little, too late? Please leave your comments, let me know what you think, because in my opinion, I can't really speak on it, but looking at what UFC has done and what they're going to do in terms of furthering the franchise, it seems like EA was a bit too late to come in, unless they do something so dramatic that and have something exclusive that can blow us away. But other than that, I don't see it happening, simply because, you know, a lot of people will be limited with MMA. Not everyone can join up on it, and if they do, they'll actually conflict with the contract that Dana White has as a UFC fighter if those fighters decide to join, you know, EA's game. So it's a lot of things going on. But in terms of the MMA, the trailer looked good, but can they actually follow up with a smash hit title? We have to wait and see. And is it too little too late? It may be. Alright, so we're gonna move on, right? The next thing I want to talk about is Capcom. Capcom, this blew me away. But Capcom actually still have plans to do an Onimusha for the next generation consoles for PS3 and 360. This right here blew me away. For you guys that do not know anything about Onimusha, go play those games. This is like Resident Evil, but with samurai, like with samurais, but it's even more action. And the game actually had a major change, I believe, on the third part. You know what I mean? So if you never got into Onimusha, get into it. Trust me, because it seems like this game is actually in development, and they will start shedding light on it next year. So these is all unannounced titles, and this one I can't say it is a rumor, but because I don't want to, you know, put it out there like that yet. But from what I'm hearing right now, this game was in production and it's supposed to be massive. So stay tuned, because this is another Capcom franchise, not no 1-2 game. This is a franchise that was never completed on PS2. And it seems like now it will be completed on the PS3 360. Onimusha, make sure you look out for that. That's a hot ass game and a hot ass franchise. The next thing I want to talk about is Gran Turismo. Okay, Gran Turismo, the track editor that they announced. Now, that right there is amazing, but I want to ask you guys this. The Gran Turismo track editor versus Forza 3's customization, in terms of customizing the cars and making them perform differently. Like, to me, honestly, I feel there's more value in a track editor. The reason why is because if you could rearrange a track to the point where it's basically not the same track that you race over and over again, or if there's a way where you could like edit it into the point where it's like you're basically recreating it, you could actually add levels that's probably in other racing games to, you know, resemble it. Or there's developers that probably allow you to download, you know, newer tracks, just modified or completely changed differently. Shout out to my man Weapon X and everybody on the Warzone, because we discussed this. Now, the thing that's so crazy about that is that, think about it. If you have Forza where you can tune your car and change the way you look of it and everything like that, that's all great. But you're still racing on the same track, and after a while, doing the same thing over and over, no matter how you make your car look, may get boring at times or whatever. That's why the online is there to have fun, you know, the continuous fun. But on Gran Turismo, if you're racing a track and it's always new, always different, it feels like the game has expanded with the user's thoughts in mind. You see what I'm saying? And that right there is so huge and so big, because it's actually supposed to elevate it to the point where you can share these, you know, track editors. I mean, hopefully they have that feature in there. But just by having the opportunity and the option to edit it, that right there is crazy, because now you're not doing the same thing over and over that the developers gave you. Now you could do some things on your own and change the experience on your own merits. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, to me, I think is crazy. So if you had to go with one, they're both good features, but it seems like Gran Turismo may have, you know, more value when it comes to gameplay and extending that lifespan from a single player standpoint on top of the online that Gran Turismo has. So that's a smart move on Sony's part to bring that to Gran Turismo 5. That is crazy. Now the next thing I want to talk about is this, right? This is crazy right here. This is the next thing I want to say. There's a rumor, this is strictly a rumor, that Resident Evil, well, put it like this, God of War may not be alone with collections right now. There's a rumor that Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 is supposed to get a remake on PS3 and 360, 1080p, 60 frames per second. And like I said, this is a rumor. I can't confirm anything right now. It's something that I heard when you know, I was talking to a few friends of mine. But right now it's labeled as a rumor. But let me know what you guys think about that. would you like to see a Resident Evil 1? Resident Evil 1 was classic. So imagine Resident Evil 1 that was on PlayStation 1.